Hey, G.I. Joe fans, welcome to this week's G.I. Joe toy review, where we are looking at our, um, another Navy SEAL. This one is the original G.I. Joe Navy SEAL in Torpedo. And what's so funny is they call him, Lieutenant Torpedo when he's actually a warrant officer. So go figure. And, and even on the warrant officer pay grade over here, they got it wrong. It should be CWO for as Chief Warrant Officer. And, which they should call him just a CWO. But, for Chief Warrant Officer, but it's alright. But, before we get to look at Torpedo, let's do our shout outs of the week. Starting at 48 South Loudon Street, which is the home of Back to the Media, where you can get all, and I do mean all, of your video game needs, from the Atari to current systems and all points in between. So definitely go and check them out. But if you have a PC you need fixed, or a console you need fixed, or a laptop you need fixed, go to Play It Again Games on Middle Road, right behind the sheets here in Winchester, and get all your stuff fixed and get other odds and ends that you can't find it Back to the Media. And after you go to leave those two places, and you're looking for toys and collectibles such as Lieutenant Torpedo, you can go to Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles and get all of your G.I. Joe, Transformers, Ninja Turtles, collectible stuff there, as well as other collectibles. And I got this guy off of Amazon. It was either Amazon or eBay, one of the two. But I'm glad I got him. But go ahead and check out Time Travelers. But if you have a toddler that you're trying to get some stuff for, like Slinkies and slime and like puzzles, games, and barnyard animals and stuff, you could go to Thinker Toys at 106 South Loudon Street here in lovely Winchester, on the lovely Walking Mall, and get what you can there. And after you leave there, you can go and see Four Color Fantasies at 80 Weems Lane here in Winchester. If you're living in Winchester, you got a comic book fix. I have bought comics from there. They got an awesome collection. So go ahead and check them out. So definitely go and see them. But if you're in the Salisbury, North Carolina area, head on down to Comic Mon stores. They got a whole bunch of comic books as well as collectibles there, so you can go and see them. And after you leave there, you can go to you can go and check out what they have to offer over at both of those stores. So when you get done with checking them out, and you're in Winchester and you need some Pokemon cards or baseball sports cards, go to Breaker Brothers Car Shop at 6 Piccadilly Street. It's a nice little quaint little office size store, but they do sell a whole bunch of cars, so definitely check them out. If you're looking for Jamaican food and you're in the Winchester area, go to 36 Piccadilly Street to Tropical Islands. Not Time Travelers, but go to Tropical Islands. Get all your Jamaican food and get them met. So definitely check them out. So definitely go and see them. And definitely do that. If you got a tree that you need to get removed or taken care of, you can go to Mixed Tree Service. Check out Mixed Tree Service, and he'll take care of all that stuff for you. And definitely go ahead and see them or see him and get that stuff done. And you could definitely go see them. And while you're there, after you leave there, if you need a bank, you could go to Bank of Clark or United Bank and check out what they have to offer, and get all kind of good banking stuff there. All your banking needs met, so definitely do that. And after you leave there, if you're looking for insurance, like auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance. Check out State Farm or Farmers and get some good quotes and some good policies. So definitely check them out. After you leave there, you can go to Sheetz or Handy Mart to get your gas and get your gas tank full at the same time you're getting your belly full with their made to order food. So definitely check them out. And after you leave there, and if you need counseling or therapy, you could go to Robert C. Brown at Healing Grace Counseling Services. Definitely check him out. He's good people. He's got he's very good in with what he does. So go ahead and check him out. And if Rob's not your cup of tea, there's other places you can go to, so you can definitely check them out. And or you can get a hold of National Counseling Group or whoever your local therapist is. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. There's nothing wrong with it at all. So definitely go ahead and do it. And after you leave there, you can go and see Northwestern Community Services for more help, because there's nothing wrong with getting help. And that's if you're in the if you go to Northwestern Community Services. Hopefully you're in the Berryville, Winchester, Front Royal area, and you'll get all the help that you can get. And definitely check them out. So definitely do that. And if you need to get a hold of somebody right now because you can't get an appointment, text 741-741 and definitely get a hold of them. But if you need to get a hold of a human voice, dial 988. But if it's a real bad emergency, go to your closest emergency room. Okay, so let's look at Torpedo, starting with his file card, where it says SEAL, Sea, Air, Land. And his code name is Lieutenant Torpedo. File name is Leahola Edward W. I know I butchered his last name. Primary military specialty is Navy SEAL. Secondary military specialty is demolitions. Birthplace, Iowa, Hawaii. Grade is a W04 warrant officer. And there's a picture of Torpedo with a G.I. Joe logo. And it says, Lieutenant Torpedo was a scuba instructor prior to enlistment. Attained black belts in 3 martial arts by age 19. Wushu, Kempo, and Gyo-Ryu, which is both Chinese and Japanese forms of martial arts. It says proficient in Filipino butterfly knife, bilisong, training records after SEAL school is classified. Quality expert, most NATO small arms, NATO, and Warsaw Pact explosive devices. Spends off-duty hours perfecting his fighting skills and marksmanship. Strict vegetarian, regarded by his teammates as a highly competent professional, but with the personality of a cold fish. Cold fish, okay. Hey, we got a guy that's like a fish. And then we got his figure stand, G.I. Joe logo. Sorry that it's dusty, I gotta clean them off. And this code name is Lieutenant Torpedo right there in the front. And then his accessories, he comes with 2 of these scuba fins, and they're not marked, so there's no designated left and right. So, and the cool thing is they do got the holes right there and the peg, so you can put the feet on, as well as places right there on the figure stand, and it securely fits. He also comes with his scuba mask, which in the vintage release, if you watch ACC's video or Form BX277's old videos on Torpedo, his mask is is molted on. He does have a scuba back, but there's 2 rebreather containers in there, but they're supposed to fit in there, but I somehow lost them. And there's these 2 little pieces on the side. I don't know if they're supposed to be rocket boosters or if this little black piece at the bottom is a rocket boost and these are supposed to be weapons. I have no idea. But it's your toy. You can do whatever you want with it. He's got a harpoon gun, which is nicely detailed. And he comes with this weapon, which the this and this comes with wetsuit also, as well as the knife also comes with wetsuit. But all these accessories are pretty cool. So let's look at Torpedo with his black and gray Navy SEAL uniform, and his head does rotate full 360, and I like it where you can see his face. And he's got red pouches right there, demolition pieces right there on the other shoulder, and his arms, he can, where's the shoulder joints are a little stiff on my thing, but he can do his arm about that far up. He can rotate all the way around, bend at the elbow, he can rotate at the elbow. If his arm joints wasn't so stiff. But it's alright. But he does have a wrist swivel as well. And you can see the ab crunch special, which he could bend up and down, and he could also use it to twist side to side. And his legs, he can split. You can lift his leg about so high. He's got the double knee bend. Sorry for the blurriness, but he does have the double knee bends. And as you can see, his ankle can rotate all the way around. And he can ankle twist, or ankle bend, which I think is pretty cool, because wearing his swim fins, which I like this version better than the original, the vintage one, because in the vintage one, his feet would just primarily stay like this, which is a unnatural swimming pose. But with the ankle pivots, with his little ankle pivots, and then you can straighten his legs out, he does look like he's actually swimming properly in a perfect swimming pose. So I'm going to go ahead and gear him up and show him what he looks like geared up. And here's Torpedo all geared up. So I think Torpedo is a top tier figure. I love his character in both the comic book as well as the cartoon series. You know, he's a very good character, very important to the G.I. Joe team, especially in underwater missions. You know, I'd like to see him in Shipwreck, or him and Deep Six pair up. I love that pairing between him and Deep Six. And speaking of Deep Six, here's Deep Six, and this was an awesome pairing between the two. I liked the way they played off of each other. Their personalities were very similar and whatnot, so it was pretty cool. And it was also good to see him. I'd love to have seen him team up with Wetsuit. You know, and I think that would have been a good pair. Not as good as Wetsuit and Leatherneck and Torpedo and Deep Six, but I think them two would have made a good pair. But this is a good figure. I really like this figure, you know, and whatnot. And it's good to have a Navy SEAL, because I think they're some of the toughest soldiers out there. But it's good to see a Navy SEAL represented. And the SEALs are basically people that can fight on sea, land, and in the air. So, but they got Torpedo with just a wetsuit, you know, being a scuba diver. You know, which actually is kind of cool, you know. But it would have been good to have him where he could post in all three areas, in all three specialties. But it still works. But next week we're going to do a bigger video, so next week's going to be a little longer for next week, because I'm actually looking at a total of 15 different figures in one video. Well, different figures, but it's the same character. You know, so tune in next week to see that, and until then, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. See you in the next one. Peace.